Good to see you, Micah and Chloe. How are you ladies doing today?
Doing good, thanks.
Thank
Good,
you.
good to see you. And Micah, the last time we connected was, I can't even believe this, 2014 TIFF. We had a couple of interviews because my God, what a breakout year for you for It Follows and Guest. So it's so great to see you kind of back in your horror genre element. When you got this, I have to know, because after reading this and studying Julia and thinking about how you're going to play her, how did you make her relatable? Because you have to dig pretty deep in some of these scenes.
Yeah. Um, well, for me, what I think is maybe the most important thing in a horror film is really having the character be super grounded, because you need the audience to go on this ride with you and you need them to be invested. And so I think especially for the horror genre, because it can be elevated, it can be um, you know, fantastical. And so you really want the audience to come on this ride. So that's always been something really important to me.
Yeah.
And then with this, I mean, I read the script and immediately related to uh Julia, and I think a lot of women probably can. So it wasn't too far of a reach to really kind of go there. And so yeah, I guess I think that answers your question.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll take it. I'll take it, Micah. Chloe, congratulations to you, because this was something that was presented to you, around 5 years ago. Zach Ford came to you with the script. You were going to direct it. Then you took it up a notch. You guys, you rewrote it together. And I wanted to know from you, there's so many elements, as I said, just relatable elements, just being female, and how beauty can be a double-edged sword as well, because it can be to your advantage, but then it can make you quite paranoid. Can you speak to that? Because I just found that element extremely nerve-wracking watching this film.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I've always sort of felt that one of the ways it's most difficult to be a woman in this world, and especially a young woman, and maybe even more especially a young, pretty woman, is that I think society is sort of designed to set us up as objects of the male gaze, which is something I know a lot of people have spoken about before. And
Yeah.
sometimes when you talk about these things, I think it just seems very like philosophical or intellectual. But I think for a lot of women, like we really do know what it feels like to have our primary value be in how we look and how
Yeah.
limiting and frustrating that is. And so I'm always interested in that as a storyteller, and I think in this movie, we're sort of taking that idea, and having this antagonistic figure who is the sort of representation of this gaze, which is constant and
Yeah.
oppressive and scary, and which Julia finds herself really wanting to push back against. So yeah, I feel like that was definitely something that I wanted to explore with this. And it's just sort of it's a constant in my life. I think it's a constant in a lot of women's lives.
I completely agree, 100%. And you guys shot in Bucharest, so I was wondering, Micah, for you, how that influenced your performance. You're a foreigner, you're in a strange country that you're not used to. It really lends, I think, to what is she's going through and how she's spiraling, and then nobody wants to, and believe her. And then on top of that, she's like, oh my God, like I was looking behind my back the whole time I was watching this movie. Gotta tell you, lock the doors doubly. But
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's okay. It means you did a great job, as you always do.
Yeah.
But I have to say, like, being in a foreign country, that had to have helped you, I think, influence your performance.
Absolutely. Yeah. I didn't speak, I mean, I don't speak any Romanian. And yeah, so like trying to walk and get a coffee, you just automatically feel out of place and uncomfortable. And also I think even with that, like being an American, you feel like you have eyes on you, and you feel, yeah, I don't know. So I think it really was actually quite powerful to be there, and I think it helps so much. It's funny that it was initially supposed to shoot in New York, and I think it would have been
Yeah.
a very different movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think so. Yeah, really just added to it. Okay, so Chloe, we know that Micah is such a great actress. I mean, this young lady is going to be on that Academy Award stage one of these days. I'm telling you, she's so great. What did you see in her? Why did you think she was so perfect for the role?
Well, I was a massive fan of Micah. I remember seeing It Follows when it came out, and it just like changed like my world. I adored that movie. I
Yeah.
adored Best. So for me, she was already really iconic. And I saw what she was able to do in those movies. I saw that she's I think one of the reasons she's so good and so singularly good is because she brings like a true naturalism to her roles. Like her characters really are grounded. I always believe her. Sometimes in genre performances they can be a little bit over the top. That's never the case with Micah, but at the same time, like she can also like dial things up as extreme as they need to be in horror, but in a really believable way. And very few people can do that well. So unquestionably, like she was such an amazing get for us. Like it was.
So, Micah, what's your secret? How do you dig into these roles so believably?
I don't know. I mean, it's to me, it's bringing your own personal experience to the film as much as you can to the character. And yeah, just kind of digging deep, and maybe it isn't exactly the same experience, but if I'm able to use something that is from my own experience, I think it will make it feel the most believable.
Yeah, well, as always, you just did a terrific job in this and scared the crap out of me. So, job
Great.
well done, ladies. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah, appreciate your time, and I hope to see
Yeah,
you back in Toronto sometime, Micah. Come back and visit. Okay?
definitely.
Right.
Thank you so
Take
much.
care. Thanks for your time today. Bye bye.